I'm JC. This is Nat. Together we've helped hundreds of foreigners get more life for less money by having a retirement in Thailand. Now we've set out on a new adventure with the help of Danoi, Kakao, and Gopher. Together, join us on our journey while we turn this into this and make a full forest and help make Thailand green again. Alright, so here's the update. We've got the man here who's gonna check out where our pond's gonna go and tell us how much it's gonna cost to put in the pond. And because he's got the backhoe, what we're probably going to have him do too is while they're digging the pond, we're also going to have them take that soil, the dirt, and pile it up where we're going to eventually have a house. So we'll elevate the pad for the house with that dirt and also elevate a driveway coming in as well. So the driveway is going to come from this area right here and go across to about where you see that big tree almost, and that'll be the driveway area. So that's the scoop, and we'll see what this is going to cost. The pond might end up being small if the cost is too high. Let's see how bad the budget's going to be affected by this pond. Alright, so the guys are leaving now. They gave us the price. And how big did we settle on the pond? How big is it going to be?
12 by 16 meters.
12 meters by
16.
16 meters. And how deep?
3 meters.
3 meters. 3 meters deep. And it's going to take them about 1 day to do this, right?
Yeah.
About 1 day. And how much is it going to cost?
15,000.
Mung which is, for people who don't know the conversion in US dollars, that's about 500 US dollars to dig that. Now we wanted them to redistribute the dirt, but they'd have to put it into a truck and have the truck come across and dump it where we wanted. And because the ground has already been plowed and we've had rain, it's too soft, so they're not going to do that. So they're just going to dig it and leave the dirt, and then what we'll do is we'll get a tractor to come in and move the dirt for us to where we need it. But that's the deal. Fish pond. And there's a lot of details that I get into about, you know, the depth, why it's going to be that deep, and the type of fish to put in the fish pond and all that. And what I think I'm going to do is just keep the YouTube videos generalized, and then what we'll do is add details and all the stuff about why we do what we do, how we're doing what we're doing, and everything in a members area of our community site that we're putting together. So we'll have an expat community site, and within that we'll have a group for this project, and people can become members of that, and that's where I'll put all the details of all this stuff, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it, and everything like that. So that's our pond story. There'll be a pond there tomorrow. So that's it for today. See ya. All right, time for another update. Today we did a few things. Actually, yesterday we went and got some culvert because we're going to expand the entrance to Nat's parents' property to include a driveway for us as well. We were going to put a driveway all the way on the other side over here, but for security reasons and other reasons, we scrubbed that idea and went with just expanding this driveway over here, making it wider, and put some culverts in there to divert water that comes down this hill into a little pond there. So that happened, and we bought those cement culvert pipes that you see over there, little guys, which tested out my little Isuzu pickup. Those things are heavy. And we went ahead with the pond building, and what he's doing now is actually taking excess dirt and we're placing it where the pad for the house in the future will be. That costs an extra $30 US for him to do this extra work, which it runs about $30 an hour for this big backhoe that you see here. So, and it was about $500 for the pond. And we have a pond. He hasn't finished doing the border yet around this, but I can show you what he's done already. He'll come back and finish this off after he moves that dirt over there. This is what we got. Now this is going to be a reserve water supply, a reservoir, as well as we can raise some fish. So we can put some tilapia in there, and from what I understand, and I'll be doing more research, somebody very knowledgeable said if you're going to put the tilapia in, throw a few catfish in there as well to keep the population down. You need the catfish to eat some of the tilapia or the population will get too overgrown. But this is it. This is our pond. You know, when you're just looking, you're staking out, you're saying, well, I wonder how big this pond is going to be. You know, it's hard to get an idea. Now that it's dug, and I think this is 3 meters if I'm not mistaken, 3 meters deep. Now that it's dug, I think, yeah, this will be okay. It's not huge, but it'll be good enough. So you can see a storm is brewing over there, rainy season. So that'll be good because the idea is to get some water in this pond. And the guy who's doing the digging, not the guy in the backhoe, but the owner, I asked him, does the dirt in here, it's, you know, a lot of clay in it, would it be good for holding water? Does he think it'd be okay? He says, yeah, it'd be good. He also told us about something we can actually add to the water that'll help keep it clear, which is good because most of these little ponds, they look really murky or brown, the water. So anyway, so that's the deal. Also, I told you already, I think, that we ended up getting all the bags of manure. We also sourced straw. Actually, it's rice straw. After they harvest the rice and it's cut, then machines come in and they actually harvest the cuttings and dry them out, and they feed that to cattle. But it'll make good mulch. That and some other things mixed together should make some good mulch when we start to do some planting. And we also talked about the idea originally was going to be to use half of this, because we don't have enough plants or budget to plant this whole thing, reforest it, and do what we want to do long term. So the idea was to take half of this and replant potatoes, which was what always was grown here before. But talking to Nat's mom, she said, well, you know, once you factor in the cost of getting the people and everything out here to cut the potato and put it in the ground, and the tractor has to come and make the rows, and then once you go to harvest, you got to have people come, and the tractor comes by. She says after you do all that, you're not going to have a lot of money from this. So I think we're going to go to Plan B, which could turn into Plan C, Plan D, Plan E, we don't know. But at this point, I think I'm going to get what's called cover crop, I think is what it's called, which I'll grow on half of this because I want to try and forest the other half, start working on that. Put some fruit trees and vegetables and stuff like that on that half. And this half, I think I'm going to try and plant some grass that'll be fast growing, that I'll constantly be able to cut and trim and use for mulch. So we'll see how all this goes. Again, it's a work in progress, and you know, we're going to learn from our mistakes and move on and just see how things go. Nat planted eucalyptus around the perimeter of the property. We're hoping to get, like they do across the street, get these cement poles and put up a wire fence, barbed wire fence, because people in the community, they graze cattle. They graze a lot of cattle, and the cattle wander from property to property. But once we start planting stuff, especially grass and stuff that I want to cut and use for mulch, we don't want the cows to be cutting our mulch for us. So anyway, that's the scoop, that's the update. Beautiful storms rolling in. One of the nice things I like about being out here is in the evenings and stuff, it's so flat that you see electrical storms way off in the distance. The whole night sky lights up and stuff with lightning. It's very cool. What I don't like is what happened this morning when we start digging this pond, and everybody and their brother comes out and has an opinion about what to do and how to do it. That's always going to happen here. So you just I just walk away and let them all talk, and then come back and say, okay, what's the consensus, and do I agree or disagree? Anyway, that's the scoop. What do you think? Bitten off a lot? More than I can chew? Well, I don't know. We'll see. And hopefully I'll be able to put a lot of information that I'm getting, because we've investigated more about solar wells, pumps, 12-volt pumps and things like that, and what we're going to do, why we're going to do it, how we're going to do it. That'll all be in detail, hopefully in our community site that'll get up soon. And I'll create a group within the community that'll be, I don't know, I'm not sure what I'll call the group yet. But anyway, very cool. So that's the update. We'll be back in touch with more info and more progress. We're going to have to head off out of here fairly soon, because I got some things to do down in Cha'am that I need to take care of, and then we'll bop back up. But we'll be headed off to the beach before too long to take care of that, but we need to get things settled here first. We want to get this done. Hopefully that rain will come and start filling up our pond. We'll see. Anyway, when it comes to living in Thailand and avoiding the plague, you know what I'm going to say, right? Yes, right. There's always an option. And I think self-sufficiency is a good one. We'll see. See ya. Okay, so we have a pond, and we had a heavy rain last night, so we got some water in there. But we're getting erosion on the sides already. Now we planted some grass here that'll help with erosion, but we got to get this pond filled as quickly as possible. So we have a lot of standing water. So I've done a few things. One, I've put a PVC pipe on that end that'll drain some of the water, because you can see it's already eroding coming in that corner. So we had a low spot with standing water. Hopefully that'll keep feeding that. But also we got a lot of standing water over here. So we're going to try something. Notice this pipe from the standing water over to here. We're going to try and siphon water out of there to put in here. So one of the key elements to doing this is what? That's right, you got to suck to get the water started. So who's volunteered? Hey, so she's going to start out trying this. And then if she can't pull it off, then we'll get some other volunteers, including myself, to try and get this going. All right, Nat. All right, so we scrapped the big pipe for the smaller pipe, and we've got it coming through, and we've got not a big flow, but we have a flow. And we got a flow coming out. So we'll see how much it adds to this, and if it rains tonight and it keeps the end submerged over there, it'll keep pumping. So there you go, the power of suction. Right, Nat?
Yes.
So we got a little problem today. A little hurdle we're trying to jump. And that is, we needed some rock to lay down so I could drive the truck and do some things where we had some loose sand. Well, we put in a culvert, a small culvert, and we had a truck deliver the rock. And here's the rock, here's the truck, and look. Where the culvert was dug, the sand was too soft for that heavy truck, and he sunk. And now he can't get out. So he's dumped the rock, And we've worked for about an hour or so trying to get this truck out, so we can't do it. So we're trying to call in reinforcements of a tractor or something to help pull this guy out of here. But not a good thing. And it's hot, and digging, trying to get that guy out of there and putting rocks under there and we tried everything. Anyway, looking for reinforcements to see if we can get it pulled out. Now, my truck would help a little bit to, to add a little bit of pulling power. But the front wheel on the other side is the problem. It's buried pretty deep, and it's up a steep hill. So even if I had a multi-strand cable or a towing strap or something, also the turn, the angle here isn't conducive to pulling straight either, so that's another issue. Anyway, we're working on this. See if we can get this guy out of here. Well, with all the action, I forgot to actually pull out the camera and take a picture. We finally got the guy out of here. Gone. And we had to spread out the rock that we bought just to try and get rid of all the ruts. What's interesting, you want to see how much water is in this soil? Check this out. It's like a water bed when you step on it. Don't know if you can see. Come bounce on this, Nat, and show them how wet it is.
This one, and
Yeah.
this one, yeah.
It bounces like a water bed. Look at that. Yeah. So it's going to take a while for that to dry out, huh? Anyway, well, we got them out. And the tractor, the big tractor, Kubota 400 something, I forget what model number it was, big guy, pulled the truck and leveled this all out. Guess how much? He wanted $5, 150 baht. Of course, we gave him more than that because he did a great job and helped us out. And the guy who delivered our goods, Nat thought he would actually charge us more for getting them stuck here. But anyway, everything's cool now. Truck's gone. Gopher's in the dirt. Uh-oh, call him back. We got to get him out now. He's stuck. Uh-oh. You got to get him out now. The tractor's got to pull him. Uh-oh, look at that. His wheels are spinning in the dirt. His wheels are spinning. We need the tractor. Yeah, call the tractor back. Anyway, everything good to go now, right?
Good.
Yeah. Okay. And did you ask him about that, the road? Giving us a driveway? See behind that? That's our driveway back there.
We don't add the pipe. I don't add the pipe.
Okay. He said he could do it?
Yeah,
Oh, cool. All right. Well, let's try and pull Gopher out of the dirt and get something to eat. A long day, right? Hey, JC here. If you like that video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel here. Also, we have another video up here you're going to be really interested in watching as well. And if you're looking for all the details of how to retire in Thailand in one place, plus a group of people to support you, check this out over here. Give it a click.